Hey everybody, it's your girl Mimi, and it's time for this week's multi review slash first impression. So the very first series that I saw that was a Netflix original said that it was released in 2017. However, I think that was for international. I recently just got it on my feed, so I'm not sure if it's late or if it's just just now coming up. But it is called La Ley Secreta, and in translation that means undercover law. Obviously, by its name, it's a crime drama about undercover agents. And if you're into that kind of stuff, then this might be a good choice for you. One thing that I do realize when I do watch shows is that if I don't even realize that it's the end of the show and I've just finished watching about 40 minutes worth of content, then that must mean that this is a really good show. And that's exactly what happened here. The story is that these are all undercover agents that work for the Colombian government, and they're trying to take out the Colombian drug cartels. These stories are based in truth because there are journalists and documents and things of the like to show proof that these things did exist. So the difference with this is that it's all told from a female perspective, that there was an actual operation that was headed up and just solely contained female agents, and how they had to go undercover for the Colombian government. One of the agents, but she was caught attempting to smuggle drugs across the border, and instead of sending her to jail, the government offers her the chance to become an agent, which means that she won't go to jail and she will have her record expunged or cleaned. So whether she likes it or not, she becomes forced into being an agent. So you get to see that perspective. You also get to see the perspective of the females and how they have to balance their personal lives with their lives as being an undercover agent. So I found it incredibly interesting from this perspective that it wasn't, I've seen a lot of these shows and I haven't really seen it from the female agent's eyes. I love and also hate the way that they end each episode. They end each episode as if they're in the middle of a sentence, and you have to watch the next episode just to see what the sentence said. It's that much of a cliffhanger. It's like it just ends, and it pisses me off, but at the same time, I'm kind of drawn into it even more because it just makes me want to see the next episode. And the truth of the matter is, I'm already on like my sixth episode on this. Didn't even realize that every episode is about 40 minutes long. I didn't even realize that I was that far ahead. Okay, so that means that I must really enjoy this series. So, the name of the series, again, in Spanish, it's La Ley Secreta, but in English, it is Undercover Law. Again, it is about female undercover agents. If that kind of thing interests you, then go ahead and try it out. All right, moving on. Okay, let's talk about the second show that I watched or I gave a first impression on, and that would be the adult cartoon Paradise PD. Now, this one I had a really hard time getting through. It was kind of like just grinding on my teeth. Now, it's a show that is very reminiscent of Family Guy. There's a talking dog and a bunch of bumbling like idiots that the series kind of revolves around. It's a police department that has a bunch of walking punchlines working for it. First punchline is an officer that has PTSD. Second officer is a trigger happy female who scrapbooks her events. The third one is an overweight officer who they only use as a body shield because his body is so much like ballistic gel. The fourth one is a dog that's addicted to narcotics. And see, every character in this is already a punchline because the writing and the jokes in it are it tries so hard to make you laugh over something that may be shocking or something that may be crude. It doesn't take that far of a stretch to make a joke about something that's already a walking punchline. So it's not hard to expand upon that joke. what I'm saying is that it makes it's an easy joke to make. The joke about the dog being a narcotics dog, that is a joke that has been so overdone that I just it was such a big factor of this show that I don't, if I see another drug addicted dog as a punchline in a movie, I think I'm gonna scream, because they burn it into your brain that this dog is a junkie and that all this stuff happens around this dog because he is a junkie, and it's supposed to be so funny because he's a junkie. Okay, and that is all I got away from this first episode of Paradise PD. Obviously I didn't like it. Took too long to get through. I barely made it to the end. And that's all I'm going to say about it. I didn't like it. You guys can check it out if you want. It's totally up to you. It's a free country. It's a free world. I know I'm not going to spend any more time on it. Next, the third show is called The Innocents, and this is a science fiction one. It has the vibe of a young adult reader book, and so because it has to do with young teenage love. The two main characters are June and Harry, and they run away together, but are being chased by not only their families, but by a certain group of people that want to control a superhuman ability that June has. As we see in the very first episode, this superhuman ability is shapeshifting. There is a research facility that knows of June's existence, so they try to somehow get June to be part of that facility. Now, we are introduced to June's family. June's family is basically just her father, herself, and her brother. And the father has decided to move his family. This would be June's last day in the city, and then they're moving to some kind of an island. But June doesn't want to do that because she would leave behind her beau, who is Harry. Okay, and Harry doesn't want to lose June either, even though he has to take care of his ailing father. The two teenagers decide to run away that evening together. However, this facility that knows of June's existence attempts to kidnap her. And the kidnapping is foiled, and somehow the next day we learn that June does have this shape-shifting ability. She shapeshifts into the kidnapper's form. However, June does shapeshift out of the form, so she's able to shapeshift in and out of her form. Alright, and that's as far as I got with episode 2. We don't know if she has any other abilities as of yet. Well, it's already been established that June has superhuman abilities. This is one of the reasons why the facility is after her. But we don't know if she's got any other abilities at this point. Like I said, I'm only on the middle of episode 2. I'm just going to talk about my first impression. My first impression is it is a little bit stereotypical, and it is a little bit predictable, and the characters are just slightly a little bit boring. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to watch all this in one binge. I'm going to give it a chance, though. I'm not going to just totally write it off. I'll give it a chance every once in a while, but I'll finish off episode 2 and see where it goes from there. But one thing I really dislike is predictability in anything that I watch, and I'm afraid this is going to have a lot of that. So, and it's a sci-fi, so obviously it's been done before. This plot line has been done before. Research facility goes after people with superhuman abilities. Simple as that. Yeah, that's it for my 3 choices. Alright, that's it for this week. Every week I try to find at least a variety of different shows to pick. One would be one that is more of a highlighted series, one being an international one, and the other one being something kind of off, like an animated or an animation, anime, maybe even like a documentary. So those are the 3 things that I try to find when I do these kinds of multi-reviews. But that being said, I will see you guys next week, and thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you being even here and gracing me with your presence. Remember, you guys are beautiful, every single one of you. Live your life, you're golden, and I'll see you next week, okay? Bye.